Okay, in the previous class, we discussed about evolution of bicycle. Okay, in order to understand how design process took place in by following traditional approach. Okay, so the main features of evolutionary design is it took a long time. Okay, so it may be in terms of decades or in terms of centuries. Okay, after one design of a bicycle, after 10 years, there may be an upgradation in the design of the bicycle. Then after 20-30 years, then after 5 years, after 60 years. That means in traditional design method or in evolutionary design process, it is going to consume a lot of time. Okay, now it is difficult to follow the traditional design method since there are many constraints. Okay, if you take 5 years to design a product, then when you manufacture that product, okay, that may be outdated. That is the problem with changing technologies and with changing market tendency. Okay, so now designer cannot take much time. Okay, so that's why traditional method cannot be followed now. Okay, so to the large extent as before. We are going to discuss about the demerits of or limitations of evolutionary design method and why we cannot depend on evolutionary design method now. Okay, what are the what is the current scenario and what are the demerits or limitations associated with evolutionary design method that we are going to discuss in today's class. Okay, so if the world has to be fed and the standard of living of a vast majority of its population has to be raised above the bare subsistence level, that means above the minimum level, we need a design revolution. Okay, often we discuss about other revolutions like French Revolution and others. Okay, design revolution means if you can serve, if you can fulfill the needs of human being. Okay, so with very less cost. Okay, if you are able to increase the quality of living of a human being or of mankind, okay, through your innovative ideas or through your products, then that can be considered as design revolution. Okay, if you are able to produce products at very low cost so that people can afford to have those products and they can have very good standard of living. Okay, so that is the intention. In order to understand, okay, so what are the constraints and what is the situation around us? Okay, so you have to understand these three things related to economics. Okay, socialism, capitalism, and crony capitalism. We discussed about these three, or you have some knowledge regarding these three economic approaches or economic philosophies. Okay, even India has adopted socialism and capitalism officially, and unofficially now it has chosen crony capitalism. Okay, what is the meaning or what are the features of socialism and what are the features of capitalism and what are the features of crony capitalism? If you understand these three, then only you are able to understand the constraints for designer and the changing scenario and the effects of engineering products on society. Okay, in order to understand all these things, you should have some knowledge regarding these economic philosophies. Okay, and which type of economic philosophy we have adopted for our nation, that also you should know. Okay, till 1991 1992 we till that time, okay, from independence to 1991 92, so we were relying more or we have leaning towards socialism. Okay, what do I mean by the socialism? So till 1992, most of our policies of the government were based on socialism, or they have leaning towards socialism. What do I mean by socialism? What do I mean by this socialism? Mohit HP.
Sir.
What do you mean by socialism? What are the features of this economic philosophy?
Social. Sir, don't know, sir.
Okay. So already we discussed in engineering economics in previous semester. Okay. Socialism means where it focuses on distribution of wealth equally among all. Okay, if a nation is having, for example, okay, 100 crores, that 100 crores should be equally divided among its citizens. Okay, that is the philosophy of socialism, distributing wealth equally among all. Okay, in socialism, generally what happens is government will try to have hold on almost all industrial activity, even on the production sector. Okay, so if you can recall, okay, till 1991, most companies were public sector. Okay, so like HAL, okay, HMT, okay, and BSNL. So most of the companies were owned by government, and if there is any profit from those services or from those products provided by those companies, that will be the profit will be for the government. That means government is nothing but for the nation, for the people of that country. Okay, that is the socialism. Next, but the problem with socialism was it think about its ideology is about distribution of wealth, but the problem arises when we look into creation of wealth. Socialism failed to create wealth. Okay, where it is focusing on distributing wealth, socialism failed to certain extent to create wealth. Okay, so that in 1991-92, India signed an agreement called GATT agreement, General Agreement on Trade, and we liberalize our market for private investment. Okay, and after this 1991, after we liberalize our market, privatization starts, and companies from all over the world, okay, they started investing in India. That's why now you can see number of MNCs, multinational companies. Okay, that is because of the change in policy of our nation from 1991 onwards. Okay, so that is the capitalism. Here, people who have money, that is investors. Okay, they are government will support them to start business firms. Okay, to start companies, produce products, and provide services. Government will support people who are ready to invest money. Okay, because of this, in last 3 decades from 1991 onwards till date, we were able to create a lot of job opportunities for people. Okay, and even for skilled laborers, it was possible to give more salary compared to previous years. Okay, then it was possible to enhance standard of living of people. Okay, so because of capitalism, that means it results in creation of wealth, and people also get money. Okay, compared to early stages. Okay, but there is problem with capitalism. Okay, so the problem is there is profit for a company. Okay, that profit will start accumulating with people who have enough resources. Because of this capitalism, another problem arises, the difference between rich and poor. Okay, so the gap widened during last 3 decades. Okay, so that is the problem with capitalism. It results in creation of wealth, but it failed to reduce the gap between rich and poor. Okay, so that was the problem. Next, officially we are not following, any country cannot follow the crony capitalism, but unofficially in last few years we are witnessing the policies which are towards crony capitalism. Okay, what is the difference between capitalism and crony capitalism? What is the difference? Okay, now the problem is, you know what has happened in telecom sector, that is in telecommunication sector. In one of the previous class also we discussed earlier, there were more than 8 to 10 companies. Now we can see only 3 in the market. One is government and 2 private players. Okay, and in coming days it may result in monopoly. Similarly, not only in telecommunication sector, okay, 1 or 2 companies or 1 or 2 rich, so they are getting almost all benefits. Okay, so in last few years, now also you can see what is the GDP of our nation? What is the value of GDP?
Minus 23.
Minus 23. Okay. So now, what does that mean? Okay, a nation having minus 23, negative 23% GDP means what? What does that indicate? Okay, if GDP value becomes negative, why we need to worry as citizens of this nation? Does it affect us?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How it will affect us? If the GDP is minus 23%, how it is going to affect us?
Because the government won't get required amount of income.
Okay. Okay, you can understand GDP in another way. Okay. Suppose this year, if I am able to earn 1 lakh rupees, okay, by salary and other means, if the GDP of the nation is positive 5%, next year how much I am going to earn? Okay, now this year I am earning 1 lakh. If the GDP of my nation is plus 5% during next year, coming year, how much I am going to earn in next year? So I am going to earn 1 lakh 5,000 next year if the GDP is plus 5%. Now the GDP is minus 23%. Okay, suppose if the GDP remains same for the coming year also, if now I am able to earn 1 lakh, next year how much I am going to earn?
77,000.
77,000. Okay, so that is the problem. On an average, this will reflect overall income of the country. Okay, so it will affect. It is the reflection of decline in income of most of the citizens of this nation. Okay, GDP is not simply a value which doesn't affect any of us. That is an indicator which is giving an indication about the state of the economy. Okay. Now we know the GDP of our nation is minus 23%. That means on an average, people of this country have lost of their income. There is decline in 23% of their income. Now, what about the income for richest man of this nation? Whether his income decline or it has increased?
Increase.
Increase to what percentage? Recently, if you read newspaper, you can realize. Okay, so in 2 or 3 days back, there was a newspaper report. Okay, during last 1 year, the income of Mukesh Ambani has risen by 73%. Okay, when the nation is having minus 23% GDP, negative 23% GDP. Okay, so the richest person of this nation, his income has risen to 73%. The reason is because of crony capitalism. Okay, this is the problem with crony capitalism. The wealth instead of accumulating with all capitalists, if a nation or if the policy makers of a particular nation go for crony capitalism, then instead of then the wealth of the nation started accumulating with only few, that is going to choose by the policy makers. Okay, in case of capitalism, if you have money and government will allow you to do business. In case of crony capitalism, there will be no level playing field. That means even though if you are ready to start a new business, even though if you have an idea, if you have enough resources to start a business, government doesn't allow you. Government don't provide you the level playing field. Okay, when there is no level playing field, then there will be no opportunity for all capitalists. There will be no opportunity for all businessmen. That is the problem. Government will pick one or two and it will do favor for them. They will get a lot of profit. Okay, but that will result in a lot of consequences, and we are okay. The severe problems of pollution, traffic congestion on roads, crimes in the cities, breakdown of essential services are results of the increased industrial activity and lack of foresight on the part of designers to anticipate such problems as byproducts of their designs. Okay, because of the socialism, capitalism, or because of overall because of industrial revolution in last few decades, we were able to enhance our standard of living. We were able to create a lot of products, a lot of services. By that, to some extent, we were able to enhance our standard of living. Okay, but at the same time, there are many problems because of the industrialization, because of wealth creation process. Okay, so we find a lot of problems also. That is problem of pollution, then traffic congestion on roads, increase in crime rate in cities, breakdown of essential services are results of the activity, and lack of foresight. That means a lack of anticipation about what is going to happen in future. Lack of foresight on the part of designers to anticipate such problems as byproducts of their designs. Okay. Now, as responsible engineers, when you are giving ideas, okay, you must think about upcoming problems, its impact of your idea, impact of your product on society. Okay, so that is the meaning. Okay, next we are going to look into the actual demerits of traditional design method. Okay, we can consider the demerits by considering these four parameters or these four areas. Okay, so for observation, inadequacy of traditional design method. Traditional design method is also known as method. Okay, in case of traditional design method, usually designer is thinking only about a particular component or a product he is designing, whereas now he cannot think only about the product or component he is designing. He has to think about its impact on society. Okay, and its impact outside the industry also he has to think. That is at system or community level. Okay, next, earlier production quantity was very small. Now it is large because of increase in demand. Earlier there were limited customers. Now there are more number of customers. Okay, technology earlier in order to get an advanced technology, it may take 10 years, 20, 30 years. Now you can find a upgraded technology for every 3 months, 6 months, 1 year. Okay, so that means the change technology is changing at a very rapid pace. Okay, so because of these reasons, you cannot rely on traditional method. Okay, you cannot take much time to design a product. Within less time, okay, you must be able to come up with your product by considering a lot of issues. Okay, first we are going to discuss about designing. What do you mean by designing at a system and component level? Okay, and all those things in detail. Modern design problems are far more complicated than the traditional ones. and cannot be handled by the traditional methods because of the following reasons. First, there are 5 reasons. Okay. First one, the traditional designer was concerned with only one component or product or one product at a time, but because of the increased industry, so traditionally the design was undertaken at the component or product level. It has to be now handled at the system or even at the community level. The existing problems of the cities can be considered as the result of design activity carried out at only the product level. Okay. Now this is an example. With this, we can understand the meaning of designing at product level, designing at community or system level. What is the product that you can see in this image? Which is the product? Electric car. Okay. So if you are considering designing at a system level, you are going to concentrate only on electric car. Okay. If you think at community level, what are the other things that you are going to consider?
Charging station.
So you are going to consider charging station. Then
everyone are dependent on rather than separate.
okay, so you have to consider about charging station. Then
Everyone depend on a single system.
everyone
Most
depends
of
on single system. Then
yeah.
okay, for environment, which one is better? Electric car or petrol or diesel car?
Electric ones.
Electric. Okay, which is going to cause less harm to environment?
Electric one.
Electric car. Okay. Then from where you are going to get electricity? How power will be generated? Don't you think there will be deforestation if there is if you want to have cattle power plants, and if you have thermal power plant, then there will be pollution. If you have nuclear power plant, then there will be problem of disposing nuclear waste. Then how we can say electric car is eco-friendly?
So
By solar. Solar plants.
Because
Solar plants.
solar plant. Okay. So if you are able to get electric power from by harnessing solar energy to some extent, okay, even there are limitations with that. To some extent, you can say, okay, it is better compared to petrol or diesel, okay, or compared to IC engine driven vehicles. Okay. Now, if you think only about electric car while designing, that is designing at component or product level. Your product is electric car. You are concentrating only on electric car. Okay, so if you charge for once, how many kilometers it can run, like that. If you are thinking only about electric car, that is designing at product level. If you think about whether charging stations are available throughout the nation or throughout the country or throughout the region where this electric car will be used by customers, that is one approach of thinking at system or community level. Then what are the benefits, how it is going to have an impact on environment. Then how we are going to dispose batteries. Okay, if it is a lithium battery, how we are going to dispose it after its useful life. If you think about all these aspects, then you can consider you are designing at community level. Okay. Now most of the products as engineers, you have to think at community level. Okay. You have to, if you are designing vehicles or automotives, okay, you have to think about pollution and its adverse impacts. Okay. And services required for maintenance of those car or two-wheeler or any automobile. Okay, so these are the aspects. Next, if you consider this, okay, which is the, if you consider this, this is the result of designing at which level?
Product level.
Product level. This is
Community level.
community level. Okay, what do you mean by designing at community level? In this case, in civil application, or in town planning,
Yeah.
what do you mean by designing at product level, and what do you mean by designing at community level?
In community level, we look for overall development of the people. But in product development, only one category is
Okay.
seen.
In this example, in case of product level, product means your house is the product. If you have a site, okay, immediately you start constructing a house. You don't worry about whether road facility is available or not, whether electric line is available or not. You are not worrying about all those things. What you are doing, you are thinking only about house. You have enough money, you have a piece of land, you start building house. That is the product level approach. Whereas community level, first what you are going to do, you don't go for building house. First you go for having a proper layout. Okay, first you start having proper roads, then drainage facility, then electric lines, then water facility, water lines, then you go for building house. Okay, that is the approach. Now there was real estate boom in last few years. The reason was our approach towards construction of house has changed. Okay, now if you want to buy a site, you are going to buy from people who are in real estate business, and you are going to look about whether layout has been approved by the by authorities. Okay, so that you are going to look into. If there is no approval for layouts, you are not going to buy a site. If you buy also, you will be in trouble. In future, you may not get permission to construct house. Okay, there are consequences. Okay, so this is another example of thinking about constructing house at product level and community level. Earlier, even to some extent in villages, if we have some land, okay, what we are going to do? In our farmland, we are going to build house. We don't worry much about availability of electric lines, water, and all those things. That is again product level approach. Okay, but in cities, most of the cities now we are following community level approach. Okay, that means having layouts and then started building house. Okay, now this is the representation of our discussion. If you consider example of building house, okay, if your design approach is at component level, you are thinking about kitchen, bathroom, living area, common area. That means the details inside the house, you are worrying only about the details inside the house. Okay, that is at the component level. Okay, in case of product level, you are also worried about some of the other aspects. Okay, so like whether you have road in front of your house. Okay, like that is the product level. Again, you compared to component level, this is one step further. That means you are thinking outside your house also. Okay, so system level means you are designing for a particular area. Okay, so for a particular layout having housing, transport, sanitization, and utilities. Community level means it is for the entire city. Okay, it is not only related to a layout, planning the entire city. Okay, so that is the community level. Now, which is the our well planned city in India?
Chandigarh.
Chandigarh. Okay, so Chandigarh is the well planned city in India. Okay, earlier individual houses were designed, then a road system was imposed on them, power supply, water supply and sanitization were all later piecemeal additions, with the result that all such services are very inefficient and subject to breakdowns. Now because of building cities at product level, you can see traffic congestion, okay, so and waste disposal problems and many problems in most of our cities due to lack of planning at community level. Okay. Now, almost in every city, there will be a town, an authority which is going to look at town planning. Okay. Now, town planning handles the problems of the city at the community and system level, and even tries to anticipate the problems which may arise with future developments. Okay. In Assam also there is a UDA, that means Assam Urban Development Board. Okay, so like that there are Urban Development Authority. Okay, like that in every city or in every municipality. So there will be an authority which is going to look at town planning. Okay, and they are going to give permissions for layouts. Okay, and there are authorities which are going to approve your building plans. Before starting constructing any house, you have to take approval from concerned authority. All these are because we are thinking at community level. Okay. Next, that is one thing. Earlier, traditional designers were thinking at component or product level. Now they are thinking at community level. Okay, so now we are thinking at community level. So that's why we cannot follow evolutionary method. Okay. You can start answer for your attendance. Okay, I will take 1 minute break. You can start answering for your attendance. Okay, poll visible ಆಗಿದೆಯಾ? Are you able to respond for poll?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, so we discussed about one of the demerit associated with evolutionary design method. That means in evolutionary, designers were thinking at product or component level. Now we are thinking at community level. Okay. Next, the traditional craftsman made things at a very small scale, and thus penalty for a wrong choice in design was only limited. But now the scale of production is large, and consequently the risks involved are much higher. So that means while designing, if you don't take precautions, or if you don't come up, if you don't verify properly, okay, and if you go for launching a product, then if the product fails in the market, okay, because of safety issues or because of other consequences, then at times companies have to take back their product from the market after launching it. Okay, this has happened for many companies earlier. Okay, so even because of the problem with the engine, even Boeing has to take some of its products. Okay, airplanes it has to take back. Similarly, few years back, okay, because of problem in battery, Nokia has to take one of its model from the market. Okay, if you have remember, you can recall the consequences of bad design, or if you don't evaluate a product properly before launching it to market, okay, then consequences are very severe. Company will be in huge loss. If company has produced some product, a mobile handset, in terms of okay, so lakhs, in terms of 50 lakhs, 60 lakhs, then if there is problem with that handset, then it has to take back 50 to 60 lakh handsets. That will be huge loss for the company. Even for Boeing also, if there is problem in engine, they have to take back those. Again, problems will be in terms of thousands of crores. Okay, earlier this was not the case. Earlier, what designers were designing on one or two units of a product. Okay, even if you recall evolution of bicycle. Okay, out of their own curiosity, out of their own interest, they were designing in 1 or 2 units. If there is failure, okay, no problem. Loss will be very less. It may be loss of their time or loss of their effort, but now it is not like that. Okay, so heavy risk involved. That's why we cannot rely on traditional approach. And again, now design activity is not an individual exercise. Design is a team activity. Okay, so earlier, if you look at the evolution of bicycle, that was almost like individual, out of individual curiosity, they were designing. Now, every company will be having a design department. In that, there are many teams. They are going to do brainstorming and other things. They are going to discuss a lot. It is a team effort. The reason is the consequences involved are very severe. So that's why now designing activity is also a teamwork rather than individual work. Okay. The increasing scale of production has also introduced another complication in the process of design. The small scale of an early development restricted him to produce only for a limited clients. So if the number of customers increase, what is the challenge for a designer? What is the problem? If the number of designers increase, what is the problem? Sorry, number of clients, consumers increase. What is the problem? Okay, if you have, for example, is it easy to satisfy 5 customers or is it easy to satisfy 100 customers?
5 customers.
5 customers. Again, you know the mindset of people. It will vary from one to another. Okay, so one may agree, another may disagree. One may be happy, another may have some queries, or he may be disappointed because of some of the features of a product. Okay, so that's why now designers or manufacturers of any product, they have to consider very large number of consumers. They have to satisfy them. Okay, that's why a lot of effort is put on advertising in order to create okay, good image for a product. Okay, so they will invest a lot on advertising. The reason is at least they can satisfy some of the customers, not because of the actual performance of product, because of its marketing. Okay, the rapid pace of technological change makes drastic and novel demands which cannot be met by small changes. A totally new conception of design is very often demanded. Okay, so at times it is not about modifying the existing design. Okay, so in order to get updated to the current scenario, it totally you have to come up with new product, almost new product, which is going to fulfill the same need. Okay, at times this will happen. You are not going to upgrade the existing model. Instead of that, you are going to create a new product. Okay, which is going to serve the same intention. So now for a designer, technological advancement is also a major challenge. Okay, so now if you take more time when you finish designing a product, at that time in the market. Okay, that is the problem. Next, again, this rapid change in technology also requires the designer to anticipate future changes. There is no point in designing a product which by the time it comes off the production line is already obsolete, that means outdated. So as a designer, if you have technical knowledge, that is not at all sufficient. Okay, you have to anticipate what is going to happen in 5 months, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, but it is difficult to anticipate, although you must put efforts to understand what is happening in the market, what are the changes or what are the upcoming technologies. You should have an idea about upcoming technologies. Okay. The needs of modern man cannot be met by a slow evolution of the existing products. Sometimes a major rethinking of the existing design is called for, and sometimes drastically new products of which there are no precedents are needed. Okay, so this is one of the example. Okay, what is the function of these two? What they were doing, they were taking selfies. Okay, what is the difference between this one and this?
One is using selfie stick. Other one is
using selfie stick. Okay, before launching or before coming with a new product or selfie stick, most of the mobile companies were concentrating on which aspect in an handset?
on the back camera.
Okay, so earlier they were thinking only about back camera. Then because of the trend called selfie, okay, so even this was by someone. Okay, so come up with this idea, and this idea results in creating demand for new handsets in market. Okay, someone just with coming up with a photograph called selfie, and then that results in having front camera. People who have already who are having handset with very good back camera. Okay, so they also started shifting to mobile phones having front camera also. The reason is they want to take selfie. Okay, so because of that also demand for the product was created. Then what companies started doing? They started enhancing the quality of front camera. Okay, so they increased the megapixels and all those things from 5 to 12, then 12 to 24, then 64 megapixel. Like that, they go on increasing the quality of the front camera. But after that, improving the quality of front camera is one concept. So that means earlier if you have a 5 megapixel front camera, then going for 12 is an upgraded version. But coming up with another new idea, that is using selfie stick for taking selfie. This was the new idea. Okay, compared to upgrading the quality of front camera using selfie stick was a new idea. Okay, so now in the current situation, most of the times you have to think about coming up with new ideas like this. Okay, which doesn't have any precedence. Okay, so next we are going to discuss about evolutionary design method and modern design method by considering two case studies. One is this design history of safety razor. Okay, before 1895, people were using straight edge or cutthroat razor. Okay, this is the straight edge or cutthroat razor. Okay, so nickname for this straight edged razor is cutthroat. Why it is called cutthroat razor? What is the reason? No? The nickname for this razor was cutthroat. That means when people try to shave, okay, quite often they will get some marks on their face, or at times throat may be okay. So there may be problem with throat. Okay, so throat may get cut because of the design of this razor. Okay, and do you think it is possible to do shaving with this cutthroat? Okay, people have to rely on skilled barbers. Okay, earlier they have to rely on skilled barbers. They have to go to someone has to do the shaving. Okay, in 1895, before 1895, people were using this one, that is the cutthroat or straight edge razor. This is the updated one. Even today also you can see this in saloons. Okay, saloons, barbers use this. But for using this, a lot of skill set is required. Okay, we cannot do shaving on our own by using this type of razor. Okay. In 1895, even today, Gillette is a very famous brand in razor, in product called razor. Okay. So Gillette, the reason is he was the one who come up with a new idea. Okay, very innovative idea, that is from straight cutthroat to safety razor. Okay, this is the design of the safety razor. The advantage of this was people were able to shave on their own, okay, remove beard on their own by using this razor. Earlier, so if they want to get shaving done, so they have to rely on skilled people, okay, so who are going to do shaving, okay. But because of the safety razor, King Gillette was able to come up with this product where people they can do on their own, they can do shaving on their own, okay. And the reason why Gillette thought about coming up with this new concept of razor was he want to, his intention was not to serve people, his intention was to earn more money, okay. While thinking about how we can earn more money, so he thought if he is able to do something which people use and throw, okay, if I am able to come up with a product which people will use and then they will dispose, then I am able to earn more money. By profession, he is a salesman. He is a salesman. Even he was worried about the entire process of shaving. Okay, the risks involved in shaving and the risks are these were not user friendly. Okay, this cutthroat or straight edge razor was not user friendly. Even he was finding difficult to use this type of razor. At the same time, he was thinking how we can make a lot of money. Okay, then first idea come to his mind is, if you want to earn, if I want to earn more money, then I should design some product which people use, then they will dispose. Okay, use and throw. If people don't retain a product for longer time, then there will be huge demand for that product. Okay, this was his intention. Then he thought how we can modify this design of this straight edged razor. Then he thought, okay, instead of using a steel forging like this, it is possible to reduce thickness of this, okay, and reduce the thickness of the blade like this. But earlier people were using steel forging like this, having larger thickness. The reason is they have to get stiffness also. Okay, not only they have to get the sharp edge, along with sharp edge. Okay, in this forged part itself, they have to get the rigidity. Okay, so that's why it was very thick. But what Gillette thought was, it can reduce the thickness of this blade. Okay, and then the problem is how we are going to hold this blade. For that, he designed this T handle and a razor like this, okay, which is having blade, very thin blade, which is disposable, and there's a platform for to hold this blade, okay, and that consists of handle, then curved slotted guard, okay, rigid plate. So then what people are doing, so people after shaving, they are disposing the blades and they are buying new blades, okay. So this is how razor has. Consider the development from straight edge to safety razor. There is a lot of difference, okay. So now we need this kind of approaches where a small improvement in the existing product may not be sufficient, okay. So next development, okay, now even most of us, we don't use razor. Instead we are using trimmer, okay. If you compare the safety razor and trimmer, again it is a very phenomenal change. It is not the upgraded version of safety razor. This is not the upgraded version of the safety razor. Upgraded version of safety razors were okay, so razors having 2 blade, 3 blade, 4 blade, like that. They were the upgraded versions. Okay, but from razor to trimmer, okay, so this transition was phenomenal. Okay, and now in modern times the products will change like this. Okay, by 1895 the cutthroat had been perfected to its limits, but it still was not very satisfactory. Therefore, there was an urgent need of a radically different concept, and Gillette was the first man who perceived the need, analyzed its elements, and then proposed a new concept which could successfully answer the need. Okay, so there are 2 videos in YouTube related to design history of razor or evolution of razor. Later I will share this in WhatsApp group. You can watch, they are very interesting. Okay, next there is another case study related to design. Okay, so this I will continue in next class. I will do this in next class. Okay, if you have if you want to ask anything or if you have any clarification, you can ask. Otherwise I will wind up this class.